What's going on, Agents for Life? Welcome to podcast number 258, where we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite core values of all, one of, right? Humility. Because humility has this interesting reputation, right? We think of humility as somebody that's weak or defenseless, or at least I do. I don't know if you do, but I think the prevailing thought is that it's a weakness, I guess, but it's actually a strength. There is so much strength in humility. So let's get into it. I'm excited about this topic. I love this core value of Equis's. Before I do, though, I don't really have any stories from the field that I wanted to share. I've had a pretty regular week in terms of production. There is an event coming up that I want to start talking about. We're a month away, but if you haven't heard yet, there is some training in Columbus. And if you are anywhere in a position to be able to come, grab a ticket, reserve your seat, and get yourself out there. It's all the leaders. As you know, these are person to person events. And unlike Zoom, you can sit down, you can shake hands, you can feel energy, you can get things that you can't get by Zoom. So we do a lot of virtual, and so I love to take a break from the office and go meet some humans, right? So a bunch of humans will be there, and I'm hoping that you're one of them. So December 6th, it's a Friday, and it's in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, so you can click the links or click on the link if you'd like to get a ticket. I really hope that you can make it because I really want as many people as we can to sit down and brainstorm and strategize and chat and get to know each other better. So, um, yeah, and then far as the mic drop thought for the week, I had written this down a little while ago, and I love it. Talks about fear, depression is your fear of the past, and anxiety is your fear of the future. And then I added, don't let either one take over your present. If you're living in your past or living in your future, you miss out on the present. And that's what fear does. It's just like the acronym false evidence appearing real, light. And I feel like there's a lot of that um in our industry as life insurance agents. We have a lot of hesitation to make phone calls or something. It can cause a lot of stress, anxiety, right? That's all fear is. It's just another word, and most of it is just smokescreen. Doesn't really exist in large part. It exists in our head, and so we feel it, but we can also uncreate it just as easily as we created it. We just have to be aware and start changing our thought patterns a little bit. So, love that thought for the week. Don't know how that transitions to humility, so I won't try and make that transition. But let's get back on topic of the core value number 4, humility. So up until now, we've had some, core value number 1 is respect, ownership. Number 2, 3 is relationships, and now humility. So when I think of humility, I think my first thought, because I'm a Christian, I go to the Bible where Christ talks about the meek and the lowly of heart. The God is always all through the scriptures condemning the prideful and the proud, right? And then we live in a world where people are put on a pedestal and they're claimed to be self-made. Have you ever heard these, self-made millionaire, self-made this, self-made that? And I don't know how, in my mind, I don't know how any of that's even true. Like, wasn't there a coach? Didn't you have, a special type of shoes that helped you? Didn't you have parents that encouraged you? Didn't you have money from somebody? Maybe you had a job that you raised the capital to pay your entry fee into a race where you were discovered. Weren't there other people in your life in some way, shape, or form that helped encourage or supported you financially or otherwise to help get you where you were? Really, you did it on your own? So you were dropped off in an island as a baby, raised yourself, and got to where you are without any help from any other humans or other resources? I don't think that exists. So anybody that says self-made, I think they mean well, but when I look at the word self-made, I just don't think it's right that anybody is truly self-made. We're all part of a system and a team, right? And especially here at Equis, like there is no one person that's that special here at Equus. Everybody, even the top producers, they'll tell you I'm just a product of the system. I just plug into the system, right? So I really feel like that is the underlying um, foundation underneath humility. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but because none of us, no one of us is that special. So the system is special, and it's not a person. So we can all be humble, opposite of prideful, right? Where we're patting ourselves on the back and our ego's so big we can't get through the doorway without ducking down. Well, humility, I think when you come across somebody that is truly humble, they're not interested in taking credit. You know, I've heard it said that there's no limit to what you can achieve if as long as you don't care who gets the credit. Right? I love that quote. It's so true. Right? Yet all of us yearn for the credit, right? I did this. Look at how great I am, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, that goes against humility. And when you meet somebody that truly has that characteristic of humility, it's never seen as a weakness. It's always a strength, right? I'm reminded of in the scriptures where a prophet goes out and meets with the people, and they're humbled because they're poor. They don't have any money. They're very poor people. And he's going through and teaching. And he says, blessed are you for being humble because of your circumstances. But even more blessed are they who humble themselves, where your circumstances don't make you become humble. You do it of your own accord. And that's within everybody's power and privilege is to be humble, right? Acknowledge that there's a God and there's a universe and there's circumstances and then there's others in your life, and you're just there to help, and you're there because of, yes, you made some effort to get to where you are, but there was so much more at play to help you all along the way, even before you even realized it was possible or it was a thing. Ever since you were born, there have been people that have helped and touched and influenced your life and coached you. And you may not even remember all of it, but shaped you into the person that you are today. And I think gratitude and humility go hand in hand, because as long as we're always grateful for all the other circumstances and the things that have happened in our lives, we're more likely to be humble and to remain humble because of our circumstances, because we acknowledge that we're not all the bag of chips, right? It's not all about me. It's not. And it's not about you, right? We give glory to God, and we acknowledge and appreciate the system and the team. Okay. And that's what we're all about here at Equis. So I love this. I really do. I'm not saying that I'm anybody special or I'm perfect at it. I got a lot to learn. I have my moments of pride and wanting that, recognition and things like that. But you know what? Um, it's a beautiful thing to just sit back, enjoy the results, and not care where that credit comes from. We're just blessed to be a part of an amazing team. We're blessed to have an incredible leadership at the helm. And we're blessed to have a system we can plug into where we get to work from home, generate money on our time, bless other people's lives through products that we offer, protect families in a meaningful way. We get to do a meaningful line of service. We get to do it full time, part time, anytime, sometime, however much we want, however much you want to make. What great blessings there are, and what beautiful reasons for us to be humble. We didn't put this together. I didn't put this together. I'm just blessed to be a part of it. So, guys, don't ever overlook the power of being a humble person. Always give credit where credit is due. Always be grateful of your roots, where you came from, who touched you along the way that made it possible, who paved the road to make it possible for us to be here. I mean, you could even get into patriotism and all the soldiers that went to make our country, who gave their lives even in the early years of our country, who made it so that our land could be a land of freedom. And yeah, there's a lot to be said about, especially in the political environment that we're in right now with the election and everything. You know what? At the end of the day, we still have an amazing country. We still have amazing rights. And you can be humble for the beautiful things that you have and grateful and let that gratitude seep into humility. So never, ever, ever let your pride overcome your your humility. Humility is one of our core values. I love that it is. I love that we're not that agency that's out there, beating our chest, saying we're the best, we're the greatest. I love that we're just quietly going about doing our work, doing the right thing, and protecting families. So, thank you for listening. I hope that you feel the same way as I do. And next week, we're going to tackle the next core value. So, I look forward to chatting with you then. Take care. Bye.